Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my podcast From Pain to Power. My name is Sophia and I am so happy to have you here today. If the sound is a bit different than usual, it's because I am recording in my living room right now. It's not in my usual setup, so sorry about that. But today we are going to talk about how to be less stressed, how to lower your stress levels, and everything around that topic. A little bit of update about me, and if you can hear it as well, I have been sick for the past couple of days. That is why I haven't even been able to record and stuff, but today I was feeling better, but I still have a stuffy nose and you can still hear it in my voice, so sorry about that. But let's get right into it. I don't want this episode to be super long. I want it to be snappy, quick, and understandable. So let's start with the definition of stress. Stress can be, this is of course not my own knowledge, this is from Google. So Google says that stress can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. Stress is a natural human response that prompts us to address challenges and threats in our lives. Everyone experiences stress to some degree, which I agree with. Everyone wants to live stress-free, everyone wants to experience life without stress, and everyone wants to live with ease and flow in their everyday life. So we are going to start hitting the bullet points. I have the first bullet point, that is the usual stuff that people say when they're like, this is 5 steps to remove stress from your life, to lower your stress levels. The first one is pretty basic, to eat healthy, work out, because if you exercise, your body reduces stress, actually because of the hormones changing up and creating happy hormones and stuff. I don't know the exact reason why, but it does help. Eating healthy, of course, helps because it keeps your body fresh and healthy, and your cortisol levels will differentiate with that, but we'll talk about cortisol a bit later. Another very important stuff is also the journaling, the meditation, the deep breathing stuff. When you are feeling stressed, just take 2 to 3 deep breaths and you will feel so much better. You can start to concentrate again, start to focus on the actual things, start to think clearly about the situation, and you can think it through and you will have a clear mind. But if it's harder for you to just take 2 to 3 breaths, of course you can do a 10-minute meditation. You cannot think about the subject that you're stressed about, and then you can just start to open your brain to the new information that you want to process. Okay, let's break down, why am I stressed? And write it down in a journal, like, this is what's bothering me, can I do something about it? If you cannot do anything about it, leave the situation alone, because you cannot do anything about it, then why stress about it? Which is, I know, easier said than done. The other thing that can be causing you a lot of stress today in today's world is social media. You see so many TikToks, you see so many YouTube videos, Instagram posts, everything about all these people living their lives, living their perfect life, and you're just like, oh my gosh, why can I not hit the standards? Does everyone live like this? What's going on? You stress about it and you think about like, oh my gosh, I need to do more, I need to do this and this and this. Let me tell you, everyone's lives are different. Everyone lives different, everyone moves different, everyone has a different life. Like, social media is just a highlight of their day, of their week, of their something. They created this whole post or whole TikTok for this perfect looking life, but it is really just the things that they want to highlight in their life, in their days. Because like, what do you post on social media? Of course, your highlight reels. And you think other people won't post the best part of the day? Of course they do. That is what everyone does, so don't stress about that. Be less on social media, use your phone less. Seeing all the news all the time about everything that's going on outside of your life can affect you, like, oh my gosh, why am I stressing about someone else's life? Someone else, let's say on a TikTok video you saw that someone else is going through a breakup and you're like, oh my gosh, I got so invested in this and I have been watching TikToks about it for 15 minutes. I have been searching this person up and that person up. Don't stress about other people's lives, especially when you can interfere. A very big thing that I think can manage your stress very well is connecting with others, connecting with your family, your friends, and talking it out. Say what you want, say all of your worries, all of of your problems, like why you are stressed. Try to talk it out, like this is what I'm feeling, this is how I think it should go, why isn't it going that way and that way. They can give you great advice or just get your mind off of it. Like you guys can just talk about something else. You guys can find an answer to your problem, or you can just leave it alone. You just tell your problems, I'm over with the rant. It's okay, we can move on. You guys can just talk about something else. You guys can move on with the day. So it is very important to just find someone or just talk it out with someone. But if you can't talk it out of course, grab your journal and just write it out. It's kind of, for me, it feels like the same because I can just put all my thoughts onto paper, close it and leave it there. It doesn't matter anymore. So, how I mentioned the cortisol levels before, they are a stress hormone actually. And if your cortisol levels are very high, that is very bad for your body because it has all kind of connection with your nerves, like how you gain fat and how you lose muscle because of it, and just all of these bad negative effects of cortisol. If your cortisol levels aren't even, you guys can search it up on YouTube or Google, because like I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert at this, but I did do some research about it. And like if you have high cortisol levels, one of the main part of that is probably stress. So go to a doctor, please. How to avoid stress? You need to find situations which doesn't cause you stress. So when you're doing your daily stuff, you need to think about yourself. You don't need to be selfish about it, but sometimes you can be selfish. You need to do your own stuff and what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, your happiness and your health matters the most. So it is just very important to go about your day and how you're feeling. If you're feeling sick, don't do as much stuff that you're like, oh, I should do this and that. It's okay. Nobody needs that kind of stress in their daily life about not thinking of themselves. If you are not feeling okay, if you're feeling so tired because you were working the whole day and your friends are like, oh my gosh, do you want to come out with us? You're like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to go because I'm so tired. I want to have a night in and have a bath and chill and relax. What are they going to say about me if I don't go? Like, are they not going to be my friends? Are they going to talk behind my back? Learn when to say no. They will understand if they are your real friends. They will be like, oh, it's okay. Learn when to say no to opportunities that might sound good, but if you think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to cause me so much stress that in the end, it's not even worth it. So this is just all about do things that make you feel good, that make you feel comfortable, because your body can tell you when it's comfortable, like when you're feeling good and you're feeling content with yourself, you know those things are meant for you, and you know that these don't cause me stress, these are so easy, I'm in a flow state, like these are fine. But when you're feeling uncomfortable and you feel bad, of course, sometimes you do have to move out of your comfort zone when you're trying out new things. But after a while, you can tell that these new things actually cause me stress, or they actually make me feel good and I just didn't want to do it because it was a new thing, or because I really don't want to do it. So after you try it out, you can tell that, and you don't want to do things that cause more stress in your everyday life naturally. So just don't add to your agenda what makes you feel even worse. Like, I don't want to hang out with these people, but one of my other friends like them, so like I gotta go and like I gotta do this. But when they really stress me out or I really don't like them, then just don't go with them. Like, they will understand, or just tell them how you're feeling, and I'm sure they will choose you if you guys are real friends. Next thing I'm going to touch on is decision making. Decision making can be very hard and stressful, especially when they are big decisions. But your body has a way to tell these things. This is called your intuition. And your intuition can always tell you what is right and what is wrong. Let's say, I don't know, you're going into college, you're going into high school, something school related, and you have to do your administrations and stuff, and you have to apply, but you don't know which school to apply to. Your heart craves something, I'm sure of it. Your body desires something, you have a general idea on like what you want to do. If you want to go to college, of course, you don't need to go, but if you do, I'm sure you have an idea of what it looks like. That is what your intuition telling you, that this is right, this is what I'm feeling like, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to end up. You have like your parents or your friends pressuring you to choose another school because they are like, oh, I go here, this is going to be so great for you too. Or your parents being like, I know that this is a good school, this is where you have to go. You don't have to appeal to them. You have to only appeal to yourself, and I know that the situation is not this easy if you have like strict parents or something, but you need to choose for yourself. Because if you're like, listen, everyone, I get that your suggestions are great. I'm going to think about it. This is what I'm feeling like, and this is what I want to do. I want to go to this college. I want to go to this high school because I think this is going to be the right one for me. And if it's not right, I can change it later. Then it's on me. It's my fault, but I learned from it and I tried what I felt like. But I'm pretty sure your intuition is right about 98% of the time. That's what I believe, because I feel like your body and this whole world and universe that we're living in is there for you. It wants you to succeed. And the everyday stuff where you're like, oh, should I eat healthy today or should I eat a whole damn cake? Like, of course, one piece of cake every week won't add up. Then you're like, in the morning, you wake up and you're like, oh, I ate so damn bad yesterday. Like, oh, I want to eat so healthy and clean today. It's not at the end of the world if you eat a bad piece of cake one day, but if you don't eat healthy for a large period of time, then of course it will add up, and it's just not good for your health in general. Body will always tell you what's the right decision. Maybe you don't want to make the decision because you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going to happen, like is this actually good, like why am I thinking this, why am I thinking that, why do I have trouble making this decision, why do I have trouble trusting myself. Trust yourself, because then you can make the right decisions. Decision making can cause a lot of stress, but it doesn't have to. You just have to feel what's right for you and what's going to benefit you at the end of the day. Your body and your mind will always tell you, even if it's like a very hard decision, you just have to listen to your body and yourself, and you just have to go for it. You have to take the leap, because it is going to come out so good at the end when you're like, yes, I'm so happy that I made this decision. This is all that I had for today. I know it was pretty packed and it was a lot of information at once, maybe in a not very long time. It was pretty punchy, but I really don't want to record a podcast when I'm not feeling well and when my voice isn't on 100%, so that's why I didn't even want to make like a super long episode. Everyone faces stress in their life, and I just want to help you guys out on like what I do, or like what I would like to do in these situations, and what I think a lot of people would like to do in these situations when they are like, how do I get my life to be easier? And so yeah, I'm really happy that you guys tuned in for today's episode. I really hope I could help a little bit, and I will see you guys next time, hopefully healthier. See you guys next time. Bye!